So in this video, I'm going to try to restore this old miserable desk from the 70s. And it looks like it has been outside for a while. So basically my plan for this desk is to transform it, restore it, and give it a mid-century vibe and feel. So wish me luck. So I rented this small wood shop for a couple of days. I prefer to work outside by my place, but there's too much snow right now and it's way too cold. So this will do. But unfortunately the place had some bad lighting, so I'm sorry for the quality during this part. So the first thing I had to do was to glue all the joints that was loose, and as you can see there were a lot of them. Pine is a really cheap wood compared to like teak or walnut. And in Sweden we have a lot of furniture made in pine during the 70s and 80s. So basically all my furniture that I buy and restore and flip, they are in teak. At least like 95% of them. And I thought it could be a fun project to take a desk from the 70s in pine and transform it to a mid-century furniture. One thing that I know though is that it could be hard to stain pine with all the knots and the visible grain. So we'll see. The drawers were in better condition, so no need to glue any joints. But I have to remove the handles and I have to remove the lacquer and finish on the fronts. I really like these handles. I think they are quite good looking and I like the design of them. But I have to find some new ones that feels a little bit more mid-century. So the desk had some old lacquer finish to it. So I used a scraper to remove it and then later on I sanded it a bit. But it was pretty easy to remove the old lacquer. I mean, it's an old table. I have never experienced any pine veneer, so I guess this is solid wood. So there's no risk to ruin it by the sanding. know I'm going to stain this later on, but I must say I really love the look and feel of the raw pine without the lacquer. I found this desk at Marketplace, where I usually find my furnitures, and it was of course for free, but I didn't expect all this work with the loose joints. I think it took like 1 or 2 days to get it all together. For the front of the desk, there was no need for scraping. I could just use the sander to get rid of the old finish. After using this corner sander, I think I have to buy one of these. It makes the job so much easier. So I took a trip to a hardware store and found these brass handles that gives the desk a more mid-century feel. I think they're gonna be perfect. I also bought this new top for the desk. It's in pine, and as you could see, the old one was unusable. So one of the legs had some serious damage to it at the end, so I decided to cut the piece off and try to replace it. So I have never done anything like this before, so it will be kind of an experiment. But I took a piece of pine wood that I had and I cut it in the right length, and then I used glue and some screw to attach it to the leg. And of course there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can use dowels and so on, but I think this will work. And I think it turned out pretty good. Of course I have to match the stain later on. And I also saw that the legs of the table is not in pine, it's in oak. The rest of the table legs had some water damage to them, so here I'm applying some oxalic acid to remove those stains. The original top for the desk, it was unsavable after all this time outside. and with the stain and water marks and everything. So here I'm detaching the base from the old top, and I'm going to replace it with a new top that I bought. So my plan at first was to buy a top in walnut, but they didn't have any in the thickness that I wanted. They only had countertops, and they are like 40 millimeters thick, so that didn't work. But that's okay. I mean, now the base and the top is in pine, so it should be a simpler job to stain it. The top had some really sharp edges that I had to address. So, time to stain the desk, and I found a stain that I like that reminds me of walnut. It's just called dark brown. So we'll see. Pine is a soft wood, so it absorbs a lot of the stain. A lot more than if you stain like teak or some other hardwood. I ended up applying 3 layers of this stain until I got that kind of walnut feel to it. So if you guys enjoy my videos, you can support this channel by using the Buy Me Coffee link in the description, or hit that super thanks. I really appreciate it. My plan is to upload more frequently, and I have actually really fun projects ahead. After applying the stain, the wood felt really pale. I don't know, I didn't like it, so I added some wood oil to it to give it some shine and to make the grain pop a bit. So the last thing I did was to mount the new brass handles that I bought, and I really love the fact that they are quite similar to the old ones in the design.